Hello, you guys. Thanks for coming by, checking out life in the slow lane, which has been a little slower than it should have been here lately, huh?
Yes, life in the slow day needs to slow down even more.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a few updates for you. One is when we left off 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were talking about Luck's fifth wheel trailer that we were really excited about buying, but it just didn't happen. There's a lot of things that need to be done prior to buying such a high dollar rig, and we just never got there, did we?
Well, the paperwork, the seller couldn't provide us the paperwork that needed to be in order, and it just got more and more difficult to work with him to provide the paperwork. I mean, you don't just give somebody cash on such a expensive rig and he hands you the keys and you're done.
No.
There's legal paperwork that needs to be provided.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what he wanted to do.
But when we did ask for things like a current and valid registration, we never did see it. We saw the corner of one that was expired, and then there were a few other problems as well. Discrepancies in other areas. We had competing VIN numbers, which we never understood. On the ad, there was one VIN number, and on the expired registration for the unit, there was another VIN number, and it was just confusing for us. And it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And when we asked about it, we were led to believe that...
Well, he treated us like we were being unreasonable for trying to get numbers to match and registrations from one state to match the plates that were on the rig. And things just weren't matching. It just didn't feel right to us. And we felt there were red flags, so we decided to bow out.
Yeah,
we just didn't want to deal with anything like that where
it wasn't right. The deal wasn't right for us.
Yeah, so we're still looking.
But
so
we
if anybody out there knows of one, let us know.
Yeah, that would be great. Also, on a kind of a heavier note, I took ill, to say the least. I had a doctor's visit about 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went in for a routine visit, and I was given some pretty bad news. I went from the doctor's office to the hospital, to the emergency room.
It turned out that Jody was suffering from heart failure and didn't even know it. And they put him in the hospital. They had difficulty trying to get his heart rate to level out at a rhythm that it needed to be. Eventually, they got it to where it needed to be after several days. 5 days in the hospital.
Right.
And it took a lot of medication, and he ended up getting his heart shocked electrically.
Yeah, with the paddles. Like the third day, they had to hit me with the paddles.
Yeah.
That was the last resort.
Because they couldn't get his heartbeat to work right. So that seemed to do the trick. And luckily, he responded well to that, so he was able to come home shortly after that. So we're glad to have him home. The issue is, though, that he does need to go through heart therapy to
re-strengthen the heart.
The heart. They're going to monitor you. So he's got to go through several weeks of therapy for that. He can't be traveling right now because he has to be participating in his therapy, doctor appointments, follow-ups, a lot going on. Even though he's home from the hospital, he does have to maintain and follow up on his heart condition right now. So, which was one of the reasons why I didn't do a video last week. He was in the hospital and I wasn't thinking about doing a video. So I'm sure you can all understand that was a scary time for both of us.
Sorry about that, but I didn't even know. It's kind of strange. You go to the doctor and you sit down and they do your once-a-year physical and they listen to your heart, and then they walk out of the room and they come back with an EKG and they put it on your chest.
Right.
And before you know it, it's 911, baby. And I felt fine. But, my blood pressure was fine. All my other workups were fine. But my heart was beating at 160 beats a minute. He said my heart sounded like a drum roll. And I'm sitting there with my legs crossed, and I don't have the slightest idea what he's talking about. I feel fine. So you know what? You've heard about it, the silent killer. You'll never see it or hear it coming. The doctor said that I was as close to us having a major stroke as you could possibly get to having one without having it. So 3 days in the hospital on meds, and finally they hit me with those darn electrical paddles to bring my heart rhythm back. And I've been fine ever since. But of course, you know, the blood thinners and everything. So we have to stay at home, 4 to 6, 6 to 8. It could be anything. You know, we just got to wait and see. But anyways, you guys, you know, when you bring people into your lives and you start showing videos and you start sharing all of the places and all of your travels, and then one day you just disappear. Well, you know what? That's not cool, because people are wondering what happened. We have a lot of friends out on the road that have called us and said, hey, where's last week's video? Where's last week's video? And what's the update on the trailer? And what's this and what's that? So, you know, we felt like we really needed to give you guys an update on what's happening in our lives and how things change. You know, sometimes they go really good. Most of the time they do. But this time they didn't. So we're just going to stay home for a while, but we're going to be back. We're very excited about our channel. We're very excited about the response that we're getting to our channel. And our first trip out of here is going to be back east to Branson, Missouri. We expect to leave in, is that about 4 weeks away? Yeah. And we really look forward to the trip. There are no plans to change that.
Right. And one thing I do want to mention that we forgot to mention was the Apple Watch. It's just an avenue that will assist you in monitoring your health should you have that desire. Yeah,
it won't tell you if you're having a heart attack or a stroke, or it won't tell you if you're about to have one, but it will give you your heart rate, and we're talking about blood pressure, and it does a lot of other things too. And you know, maybe you just get a little head start. Maybe it only gives you 5 minutes or 1 minute, but you know what? If this watch, we set the parameters for what the doctor said it should be set for, and when it's not right, this watch will vibrate. I look at it and I know something's wrong right now.
Right.
We think I went into AFib, April, May?
May.
And the only reason we think is because we go back to when I started saying things that didn't make sense to Anna.
Right.
Yeah.
And luckily, we've been recording, and with that, we were able to notice that things were changing.
I was breathing real hard with the mic, and Anna says, well, why are you breathing so hard? I can't even get your breathing out of this thing. You're breathing so hard. And I said, I don't know. They're treating 9 out of every 100 adults over the age of 65 are being treated for AFib.
Right. And
9 out of 100.
That's a lot that are being treated. And there's possibly so many walking around that don't know that they have it.
Yeah.
So I kind of advocate monitoring yourself. So.
I like it. You know what? If you're above the age of 65, I don't care what kind of health you think you're in, good or bad. It doesn't matter. I've had a couple of friends. I had a nephew who was 38 years old.
Yeah,
had a widowmaker heart attack.
Yeah.
And that guy was the picture of health. Yeah. But he's fine. He's recovering. That was a year or two ago. We're really happy with that. Another friend had a heart attack, but he's doing very well.
His sister had a stroke.
Your sister had a stroke. We have another friend that had a stroke a while back. Yes, and they're all recovering. But you know what? There's always a price to pay for that. And if this stupid little watch can just give you a 5-minute head start, that can be all you need. Because if they know that 9 out of every 100 adults over 65 are being treated for AFib, how many don't they know about? It's the silent killer. I had no idea. I mean, maybe a few hints here or there, but for the most part, I thought I was fine. You don't have to spend all the money on the iWatch. There's a lot of other options out there that are a lot more affordable.
There's even that little credit card thing you can put your 2 fingers on, and it'll monitor your same information. There's monitoring that's readily available for us general public people.
Yeah. So in the meantime, don't be coming up to me with these stupid little paddles saying all Joe needs is shock therapy, because once was enough, you guys. I'm doing fine, please. I've had a few funny jokes sent to me, and I really do appreciate it. You know, But okay, I got it.
We want to thank everybody for coming back and listening to our story and giving us the opportunity to explain why we were gone last week and where we're going to be in the coming weeks. But we will be back. And as soon as we are, you'll start seeing videos. We expect it'll be about 6 weeks before the next one comes out.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for it.
Anyways, we'll be back out on the road in 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll be making more videos, and we'll be right back where we started, you guys. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And I'm okay. I'm going to be around to make life miserable for Anna for a long time.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.